going on, guys? It's Cimoooooooo, and welcome to the first episode of Play Like a Pro, a brand new series I'm kicking off to help bring you guys insight from some of the best and most renowned players in the competitive scene to help make all of us better players. So if you guys really like the idea for this concept, be sure to hit that like button and let me know down below in the comments what topics you would like to see featured in future episodes. But without further ado, let's go ahead and hand it on over to JY.
Hello everyone, my name is JY Sharif. I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh for the past 2.5 years now, 20 years old, and I'm from the UK. And I guess my biggest achievement in this game so far is, representing UK in the World Championships last year, 2017. And as you all know, this is like my biggest achievement and my biggest failure, hashtag 05. But yeah, I'd just like to thank Cimoooooooo for, having me on this channel and allow me to talk to the community about something I feel is overlooked by a lot of players, and it's a really important aspect of the game. And that's really like mental preparation and like your whole mentality approaching a tournament, and everything that goes into that. So you got a big event coming up, YCS, Nationals, Euros, wherever it may be, yeah? And you got to decide on what deck to play. You spend weeks, looking at all the different decks, watching YouTube videos. You finally decided what deck you're gonna play. Now you get all the cards together, you're practicing your combos, you got your techs, you got everything ready. But the thing is though, are you like mentally prepared to play a tournament? Like, are you ready to sit down through 10, 12, 13 rounds of Swiss and top cut and play this whole event? Sit down, like, sweat it out all day at the table. Are you ready to play? Well, if you don't feel like you're mentally prepared, or if you're looking at ways to improve, here are like 7 tips, I guess, or 7 things to think about, before, during, and after a tournament. So yeah, let's get right into it. Guys, so tip number 1 is learning how to forgive yourself. So we're humans, right? Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. Sometimes you can make a misplay and you get so mad at yourself. You're like, why? Like, I know I shouldn't have done this. And like on a feature match, you watch a player and he makes a misplay and everybody's roasting him. And it's like, you gotta understand that we're all humans. We make mistakes. Like, we're not perfect. Like, someone may have put hours and hours and weeks and months into playtesting, and they get put on a feature match and they're under all this pressure and they make a mistake. That person has to learn how to forgive themselves and move on. Otherwise, like, those mistakes will have too much control over you and you end up making more and more misplays if you can't let go. Alright guys, so tip number 2 is remain balanced and calm throughout a tournament. So when you're playing a tournament, you're going to win games, you're going to lose games, and when you win, you're going to feel so happy, excited, and full of energy, and like you're going to win in these crazy situations, like against a trick-style player, you're on 200 life, and you manage to OTK him or something. Like, all these crazy things are going to happen. You're going to feel so happy and excited, but at the same time, the higher the highs, the lower the lows. So when you lose the next round, you're gonna feel like crap. You're gonna feel so low, so drained and upset. But if you remain balanced and calm and stable throughout the tournament, then you won't be affected by these things. You'll be able to approach every game the same way. Because when you're excited and energetic and happy, like, you might overlook certain things. And when you're upset and you're feeling low, you might not see a play you could have made that would have helped you win that game. So you gotta remain balanced and calm and remain the same throughout the tournament. Whether you win or lose, you remain the same. So yeah, that's tip number 2. The higher the highs, the lower the lows. You gotta remain balanced and calm throughout the tournament. Tip number 3 is you gotta be unaffected like Masterpiece. You gotta be like a stone, unaffected by everything, right? It's sort of similar to tip number 2, where you shouldn't let your emotions have control over you, and you should remain balanced throughout the tournament. So when you watch most pro players play, they don't really show any emotions, and some of them seem like they don't even want to be there, don't even want to play throughout the event. And that's mainly because they're not letting their emotions have control over them, and they're remaining the same. They're not giving away any tails either. Like, if you watch poker players, right? They sit there, they have their little sunglasses on, they got their little cap on in the corner, they're just not trying to give away any emotion. And that's how you should try to be in the tournament as well. Like, if you're on the outside, if you look unaffected, it will sort of help how you feel on the inside. Like, when you try to force a smile, over time you'll just generally feel happy because of that. So it's the same sort of thing. Like, you gotta be unaffected by anything that happens. Like, so many things will happen. Like, so many crazy swings. Like, your opponent will top deck, like, they're one out to your field and you'll lose that game. But you must be unaffected. You can't let that have control of your emotions, right? You must always remain, like, in the same balanced state of mind, unaffected by everything, right? You know, your friends are gonna say, "Oh, you suck," this and this. Like, people are gonna like talk crap. That's what people do, right? And you gotta be unaffected by it all. Like I said in tip number 2, you know, when a person like is on a feature match and they make a big misplay, like people are gonna hold that against them. "Oh, you suck. You're not good at the game. This and this." But you know yourself. You know you put the time in and you worked to be where you are. So all those things don't matter. You must be unaffected. And sometimes going throughout tournament, throughout life, you carry a lot of tension in you, right? And one way to help alleviate that and help release some of that tension is to breathe. Deep breaths, and every time you breathe out, imagine all your worries, like all those misplays you made, all those losses just leaving you. And it's something I do. Like, you can probably see on some of my feature matches, I'm breathing deeply, and that's to calm me down so I can relax. Because, like, I feel under pressure sometimes, like, or a lot of times, to be honest. It's like what you guys do, and it's normal. And I breathe, I relax, and like sometimes your hands will get really sweaty, and don't worry, wipe them on your trousers. You know, you can even carry a towel with you to wipe your hands, wash your hands, wherever it may be. So yeah, just breathing, like just deep breaths in, out. Don't be afraid to do it in a tournament. It's okay when you're sitting down in a match and like you're just getting worked up. Just breathe. Like the judge didn't rule with you, you're a bit annoyed. Before you do anything, deep breath. All right, so we're at tip number 5, and that's always focus on your window to win the game, right? So like tip number 1, 2, 3, 4 have sort of helped train your emotions and help you relax and stay calm. And this is also, you can focus on your window to win the game. I just feel like a lot of players, like they don't really do this or don't think about this that much, and it's something that's so important. So sometimes like players will just play and they're not realizing what they're doing. They're just playing their decks. And you need to focus on how you're going to win that game. Like, what is it you're going to do? Like, and how is the game going to end? You must be thinking ahead always, thinking, how am I going to win this game? It's something you got to do at home when you're practicing with your friends, when you're playing online, when you're play testing. You got to think, like, every game you're playing, like, how am I going to win this game? Like, what's going to happen? Can I play out me winning this game? Like, what things need to happen? Like, what do I need to draw to win this game? Like, what's my window to win? And that's what you got to always be focusing on. And like everything else is irrelevant, right? Like, just focus on that window. Try find it and walk through it. The moment you don't see a window, that's it. You scoop and go to the next game. And this is really important now, like even more important than before, because the new time procedures. So now you only have 40 minutes, and whoever's phase it's on, that's it. The game is done from there. So you must always focus on the window to win. You must, like, scooping is really important now. Like, you must always, like, time when you scoop. Like, at the beginning of the game, like, if your opponent already has a combo and you know they're going to do the combo and you can't win, you must scoop and go to the next game, right? You need to understand your deck and obviously understand the other meta decks too and what they're capable of, so you can always know where is your window to win. Alright guys, so tip number 6. This sort of expands on tip number 5, and it is be willing to lose in order to win, right? So a player is presented with two options, right? One will either winning the game in that turn or losing the game, but they have a really high chance of losing, right? Or another option is to either make a really safe play that will guarantee they live to the next turn and see the next draw, but they'll still lose. They're still guaranteed to lose, right? And most players will take the second option where they're guaranteed to live for a turn and see the next draw, but they're still going to lose, instead of risking it all to win that turn or lose, right? And that's the whole thing. Be willing to lose in order to win, right? Like, you need to focus on your window to win. You shouldn't be afraid of losing, right? That fear of losing is what makes players take the second option, the safe option that lets them live for a turn, even though they're already going to lose, right? And that's not what it should be about. It's the same thing with tip 5, trying to find your window to win, right? So it's a card game, you know, there's luck involved, and we need to take risks sometimes in order to win, right? And that's pretty much tip number 6, just be willing to lose in order to win. And it's quite niche, it's not something that comes up a lot, but it's something you should be thinking about, and just it should always be on your mind, you know, like evaluating your options. The same with tip number 5. And like when it comes up, these are the kind of things that will like make the difference between topping and not topping an event. Alright guys, so tip number 7, okay? Status does not matter, okay? Like, it doesn't matter who you're playing against. This person could have won countless YCSs. You could be playing against Josh Schmidt or Billy Break. It does not matter, right? Once you sit down at that table, you're 2 people playing cards, and that's all it is, right? Whether you're playing against a little 12-year-old kid who, you know, isn't playing the best deck, is playing like a little structure deck or something, or you're playing a pro player or whatever, the 2 people sitting at a table playing cards, and you should treat everybody with the same respect, right? And like I know a lot of people like tell me about stories where they played against players and players get nervous against them because they're a pro or whatever. You know, people say the same thing. They get nervous when they play me, but it does not matter. We're sitting at the table and we're 2 people just playing cards. Yeah, and like this doesn't mean that you shouldn't gauge a player's skill level and like play accordingly. Like you know, make certain plays depending on, you know, how good you think a person is and what kind of plays you think they'll make. That's a whole different thing. This is just when you sit down at a table, you shouldn't feel nervous because you're playing against somebody who has a name, right? We're all the same, just 2 people playing cards, and that's all it is, right? Status does not matter. And that's tip number 7 for you.
Alright, hey guys, thank you for watching this far. I hope you've gained something from this and learned something new. And yeah, just a quick word from one of my sponsors, MetaMats. Cool, so this is my latest mat. We got my boy Jiraiya on one side, and we've got Master Roshi on the other. You know, the Pervy Sages representing. Yeah, I've been using these mats for almost a year. Like, I bought a few mats before I even got sponsored, and yeah, I wouldn't be recommending these guys if I didn't like the product myself, and I wouldn't be representing them if I didn't like the product they produce and the service they provide. So yeah, check them out. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you gained something from it. Yeah, make sure you get the basics down, like, before you do anything. So eat lots of food, drink lots of water, stay hydrated, get a good night's sleep. So just get the basics down. These will really impact how you perform in the tournament. Thank you again to Cimoooooooo for having me on. And yeah, I really appreciate it. If you guys have any suggestions, any things that you guys do that work for you, leave it in the comments below. I'm happy to discuss. So yeah, thank you again, guys. Take care.